Live. We're apparently live.
It's actually, this game's kind of boring now because I keep doing the same thing every time and it keeps working, so I can't do anything
I
different.
kind of want to go back and play 1817 now. All right. It's Tuesday, November 23rd, 2021. I'm Rim.
I'm Scott.
And this is Geek Nights. Tonight, it is the Geek Nights Holiday Gaming Gift Guide 2021. So yeah, I almost got straight up hit by a car walking home from the subway today.
I mean, that happens all the time.
Yeah, so walking across Queen, with the light was red, walking across the pedestrian area, across Crescent Street, right at the base of the bridge, and a gigantic truck, like just a regular truck full of bros, just a giant one, is barreling down the bike lane at very high speed. One biker literally like jumped out of the way with his bike and like fell over. Another guy jumped into the road, traffic stopped, horns are screeching, and the guy just barrels down the bike lane, runs the red light, and drives off over the Queensboro Bridge. I literally had to jump out of the way or get hit by him.
Yeah, that's normal.
Yep, I got video and everything. I did call the cops, and they didn't seem to give a shit. No, they didn't care.
There probably is a cop off duty.
Yeah. I actually got very clear photos of the faces of the guys because they were forced, after they barreled ahead through the red light, they stopped in the intersection for a second because there was a car like blocking their way onto the bridge. And I right over got a picture of their face.
People were saying, I didn't see any evidence, obviously, that a lot of the fart cars are cops.
I wouldn't doubt it.
It could be. Judging by how little they do to, stop the problem.
Yep. I mean, I did have that experience where I got to sit and listen to a bunch of fart car guys talking about their fart cars. But,
I pointed out, during the marathon, right, the cops went out and they towed mass towing. They towed every single car that was parked along the marathon route, right?
Yep.
Overnight. Tons and tons of cars, right? Just towed them all. Like, well, if you can do that, then you could just go through like the whole neighborhood and tow every fart car.
Yeah, because if you have video and audio, you could have records of which cars are the fart cars that are undisputable, and then just go find them.
Just look at a car and tell if it's a fart car. You get under it with a flashlight. You're like, no cat, tow it.
Oh my God! So a few days ago, Emily and I were on City Bikes, looking at apartments over in Vernon Jackson. Which, spoilers, while they're very expensive, they're not really nicer than the apartment we're in now in a lot of ways.
No, I mean, when I looked at apartments 2 to 3 years ago, I guess. I don't know, when did I move here? I don't remember. But yeah, there were fancy apartments we looked at that were they were fancy, but they were new, but they were kind of small and meh.
Yep, the bedrooms in all those fancy Vernon Jackson buildings are way smaller than what we got right now in this place, paying thousands of dollars less in rent.
Like 2-bedroom, but it's actually 2 tiny bedrooms that are actually 1 bedroom. They just put a wall in between. You're actually getting less square footage.
Yep.
It's hard to find places that actually have square footage. Unless you pay for 3-bedroom or, 1 bedroom, it's like basically the same as the 2-bedroom, only that wall's missing, so you get more space.
Yeah. So anyway, all that aside, let's get right into this because we probably got a lot to say in this show, and we can start with the Nintendo Game & Watch, which might be a hot gift.
Oh yeah. So I got the Mario one, right? And now I got here's the Zelda one I got.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So the Zelda one I mostly got this. Like, why would I get this, right? To play Zelda that I've played a million times? Right?
Yeah.
It's like, what, $50? Why would you do this? So the reason I got this is because it makes a really nice desk clock, right? You put it on the desk. And I had the Mario one. But the Mario one, first of all, you get a little tired of it. It's the same Mario one over and over.
Yeah.
Right? Switch it up. The Zelda one, compared to the Mario one, is vastly superior. Number one, you can run the clock and disable the auto sleep, so you don't need to have it plugged in. The Mario one had no auto. The auto sleep was just locked in. You couldn't change it. So if you wanted it to run as a clock all the time, you had to keep it plugged into USB-C all the time, or else it would turn off. The Zelda one, you can tell it, don't turn off. And yeah, you're going to have to charge it, obviously, because the battery doesn't last that long. It lasts hours. But if you just do it continuously. But you can just use it as a clock on your desk without having it plugged in all the time. So that's
not
nice.
Too bad.
Number two, it's got a lot more going on than the Mario one. This one's got Zelda 1, Zelda 2, and Link's Awakening, complete original games. It plays much nicer. The screen is much nicer. Everything about it is nicer than the Mario one. It has a better Game & Watch game, which is the Vermin game, right? One with the 2 hammers, right? And you move left and right. Only if they put Link's head on the guy instead of Mr. Game & Watch.
Yeah.
It's got a little countdown timer you can use if you need one, I guess, for some reason. So would I buy this as a gaming device to play the games, right? Probably not. But you got to think about it. If you don't already have some sort of portable gaming device, like a Game Boy Advance or a DS or something, right? This is smaller. And
it's 3 A to S tier games.
Right, all the games are all right. Well, the second one, Verm likes it.
I think Zelda 2 is good and important, but it is not as good as Link's Awakening or The Legend of Zelda.
Games are S tier regardless, but this is better than playing the games on your phone.
Oh wait, you can play the English or the Japanese version, so that means Zelda 2 is the harder version with the different leveling up.
Yeah, I bet to check the.
There are big differences between those versions.
Right. But yeah, if you want to play some Zelda 1 on the go, like this is smaller than a GBA or a DS or even an SP kinda, right? So it's way smaller than a Game Boy Pocket.
Got
it. So it's not a bad choice actually for playing the games. So yeah, $50, I guess, still that's a bit steep.
Yep. You know what it makes actually? It makes a good gift for a gamer who's around our age.
Yeah, I mean it's it's a lot of novelty, a lot of some amount of collector's item, shelf display item factors going into it, but it's just way better than the Mario one. And I hope that on like the 35th anniversary of Metroid, or they make a Metroid one or a
Metroid one could be real good.
Kirby one, give me a Kirby one, hook me up.
Yeah. So in some news, I think this was announced today. So we don't have a lot to go on except the press release, basically. Epic Games has acquired Harmonix. You may remember Harmonix from the era that was shorter than people realize of buying plastic instruments.
Right. So if you don't know the whole story, you can read it online. But the summary is that Guitar Hero is made by Harmonix. But then I think after Guitar Hero 2 or 3, I forget exactly when, it was taken away from them because they were developers. They weren't the publisher. They didn't own the rights, whatever. And another company kept going with Guitar Hero. So they went and did Rock Band.
Yep.
Right? And then they basically started a game company that only made rhythm music games of various types, right? After Rock Band, they had the DJ one, the card thing.
Yeah, that card thing. I remember that card thing.
And they were a big deal at PAX East because they were a Boston-based, game developer. There weren't too many. They were probably the biggest Boston-based game developer there was, in terms of the success of their games. But music games have gone out of style. They didn't really, get any more hits after a while. And so they got acquired by Epic, who makes Fortnite and has the Epic Store. And now all those people are going to presumably be working on Fortnite, presumably on some music thing for Fortnite.
So here they've officially announced that they did a little FAQ already. So one, what does this mean for Rock Band DLC? Nothing. All those plans continue. What about Fuser events? No change. I don't even know what those are. Does this mean more Rock Band instruments?
Is the DJ game.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Anyway, does this mean more Rock Band instruments will be made? Nope. What about servers for insert Harmonix game? Will those be taken offline? Nope. And the last one, what will the Harmonix team work on? Quote, our team will work with Epic to create musical journeys and gameplay for Fortnite. That's it. Okay. They're definitely going to make music stuff inside of Fortnite, which is, there's probably a topic here for like a full Geek Nights or a panel at some point. But Fortnite, much like Minecraft and other big games that have a lot going on, younger kids increasingly will play almost degraded forms of other bigger dedicated games within these games. Like, it's a thing.
That's basically the model, which I think is partially Minecraft's fault, right?
Yep.
Or Gary's mod, I think, was the first. Maybe not the first, but it was a big deal.
But Fortnite really pushed it too. Like, kids will play hide and seek in Fortnite or role play in Fortnite. Kids will play capture the flag in VR chat.
AOL chat room had that going on.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like, rather than make more games, they've just create this, playroom platform. Like
Create a playroom and an ecosystem around that playroom.
Any of those. And that's the big hit these days, is get kids into your playroom platform. And now when they buy microtransaction hats, they have the hats no matter what game they're playing in Fortnite world. And it's way cheaper than developing a bunch of different games.
You have a built-in audience.
Right. And it's way cheaper, and it has a longer staying power than, say, making an Overwatch. And then if people get tired of Overwatch, it's like, well, it only plays Overwatch. It doesn't do anything else. Right? It's like, it's the way that mods could keep Counter-Strike alive or whatever, because it's like, okay, I'm bored playing regular Counter-Strike. Well, here we're going to play WoW. We're going to play zombies in Counter-Strike, right?
Yep.
They're just...
I will never get over the people who are playing that level up, role play heavy World of Warcraft mod in Counter-Strike. Like, that was the peak of that.
People play all sorts of different things in World of Warcraft, but that's the model of today, is create a game that is also a games platform, which, and so it can last long. People can just fully invest themselves in that one thing and put their money into it. Your developers can keep working on the one thing, but then the people who play your thing don't need other things.
Yep.
They're good.
Another part of it is that those spaces are almost primarily social spaces as opposed to dedicated games in terms of how kids tend to interact with them. So these are starting to be a lot like what the early social networks that tried to be like interactive spaces all failed to be. It came around
like Second Life, right? It's like, no one was going to go to Second Life because it was just Second Life. It's like, well, you're here to play Counter-Strike, but we'll add some Second Life. You're already here.
Yeah.
So, but you're not going to make a special trip to install the Second Life thing just to do some concert. But it's like, I already played Fortnite. Well, there's a concert in the Fortnite you already have. Oh, all right.
I highly doubt they will at any point start making plastic instruments again, though.
Plastic instruments are done. I think as much as I'm the exact opposite on the VR spectrum, right? I think the future of pretend to be in a rock band, pretend to be...
It's got to be VR.
Right, pretend to be
or
dancer,
AR.
Right. Any of those are all going to be VR, AR type things going forward.
Yep. Actually, MR.
The specialized plastic thing is gone.
The ridiculous killer app would be, you have the ridiculous plastic, but it doesn't fucking do anything. It's just like an inert, unintelligent drum set that just sits there. Like, it's just pads on poles. But when you sit down in front of it and put on a VR helmet, you still hit the pads, but everything is tracked by the VR stuff, and it's just a mixed reality experience where you're literally on stage playing with the band with all the nonsense. Like, that is where this is going to go.
Actually, that would probably make enough money to sustain the lives of a few developers.
You
could make it today. You could make a VR software where you don't forget all the stuff you just said, right? You get any two stick-like objects. Doesn't matter what the hell they are, right? Just two sticks. You can
put something in front of you to hit. It could be a table. It could be anything.
You don't even need something to hit.
Yes, you do.
You just need two sticks, and then there's cameras in the VR helmet. They see the sticks. You swing the sticks.
Scott, that already exists. There's like 20 games like that. They're all pretty good.
There are? Oh, yeah. Okay. And the camera sees the sticks, and then it just makes drum noises at the right moments, and now you can play the drums in the air.
There's a million things like that already. The killer app here would be not making the better game. It would be making the immersive experience using that VR as an MR as opposed to an AR.
Anyway,
there's a lot going on here, and we'll see. But yeah, too many nerds got their hopes up.
Maybe what you could do, right, is go to like a big concert, right? Say a Metallica concert.
Yeah.
And the piece of shit drummer, right? Whatever his name is, Lars. I forget.
Oh yeah, you record, you replace it.
You put a helmet, you put a head cam on him, right? Or 360 head cam on his head during the concert. And now anyone can pretend to be him. You subtract out all the drum sounds from the mix, and you subtract out the video of his arms. And now you look around and you are him. Right?
Yeah, because remember, a big aspect of people
Metallica
playing Rock
you can
Band.
Play whatever drum you want. Right?
A big aspect of people playing Rock Band was just the experience of listening to the song while doing the thing, and this would be just that on another level. And the technology is actually there now for that kind of experience, where it wasn't even a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm. So that, that's not a bad
no,
it's not a bad experience. I would do that. I mean, I wouldn't buy a whole VR set to do that, but I would enjoy doing that.
Yeah, I've had some great VR experiences, but that alone would not be enough for me to buy VR if I did not already have VR. But if that existed today, I would buy it immediately and play it.
Yeah, that would be a fun thing. All right.
One last little news, because we're very unlikely to do a show on Thursday because Thanksgiving holiday. But Wirecutter, which I don't use, I don't do Black Friday shopping or any of that nonsense.
So if you go online and you want to know the best X, right, you can't trust reviews on Amazon or anything anymore too much. And Consumer Reports, sometimes you can figure out what they recommend, but they're usually behind a paywall. You don't want to pay for that. And, other ones like America's Test Kitchen, also kind of a paywall situation.
Yeah.
It's not always easy to find, right? Like reliable reviews, even though we have a whole fucking internet full of, unless you have like a specialized Reddit or something, like headphone Reddit, you could find headphone.
Oh, yeah. Like I can go to Sweetwater and get reviews of professional audio equipment, but guess what? That does not exist for regular old stuff.
Right. If you want to know, for example, in my situation, best humidifier, there's not a lot of options.
Well, yeah. Also, the answer is there are no good humidifiers. But
is true. I'm trying one out, and I'm gonna find if it sucks, I'm gonna return it.
Huh?
So I expect it to not be perfect. So Wirecutter is a division at the New York Times that does real product reviews for real, and posts on their website for free the rankings. Like, I want to know the best, bed sheets. Here they are, right? Ranking best one, other good one, right? And they're actual real recommendations. They're not just like Garbo top 10 lists, like most sites are. But all the links on their website are affiliate links, which means if you go to Wirecutter and they say this is the best bicycle and you click buy, then you get taken to a different website to buy the bicycle, because it's not like New York Times sells bicycles. And then if you end up buying it, the New York Times gets money.
Now, I'll admit, even when I choose to buy something based on research I did on a thing like Wirecutter, that can happen when I'm doing research, I always strip or any affiliate links or go to an independent site or buy directly from the manufacturer anyway.
I agree. Up until now, I've used Wirecutter many times to get recommendations. I don't always go with the recommendation, but whether I do or not, I realize that those are affiliate links. And if I see and I decide I want the product, I will then separately open up a website of a store and type in the product model number into the...
In fact, wherever possible, I go DTC for everything. I go direct to consumer. I go to the manufacturer and buy it directly.
Right. If they say the Scott brand whatever is the best, I'll go to scottbrand.com and buy the thing right there. If it's...
Now, before any of you say that how can Wirecutter make money, that is not our problem.
That's not my problem. Fuck them. But the point is, they're mistreating the workers at Wirecutter who are doing reviews. Doing real reviews is hard, time-intensive work.
Yeah, we only review a video game once every month or so on GeekNights. It takes a lot of effort to be able to review one video game.
We're not doing it properly with journalistic integrity, right? So it's not our job. So it's imagine having to review, and actually figure out which humidifier is the best. You got to get all these fucking different humidifiers. You got to see how they all work, test them all out. It's measure them all, do all kinds, really get to know each one of them very well to figure out which one, what's good or bad about each one. Pick the best one, and then do actual writing about it. It's that's hard work. So though people who work at Wirecutter on strike, they're like, fuck the New York Times. They're not treating us well. We're doing all this hard work.
Yep, they announced the strike today at 10:58 a.m.
So
Eastern time.
Striking, and they said what they want you to do is not use Wirecutter, which means even if you do use Wirecutter, make sure you block all ads and don't use the affiliate links. And that way you can just, mooching off of it is basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Because what they need to see...
Or just don't go to the website. Then you're really safe. You won't go across the picket line that way for sure.
But the key is we got to make sure that the New York Times sees that they make almost no money from their affiliate links this year.
Yep. Or a lot less.
Yeah. Hopefully a lot less. So that's why get the word out about the Wirecutter strike.
That, even if the... Because if the affiliate link strike doesn't influence the Times enough to strike a better deal, what they're gonna probably have to do is keep striking for long enough and hope there's no scabs. And that the reviews get out of date, because once the reviews are out of date, then the whole thing is done, right? But as long as the reviews are still timely,
they're asking for so little too. I imagine though, if there were scabs, they're being paid so little that
do a shitty job and ruin the reputation of Wirecutter, and thus you'd be like, well, fuck this. I don't need, this isn't helpful anymore.
As soon as you become no better than an Amazon review, you're just done.
Yeah, I do want to disclose that for example, GeekNights Book Club and some other things, right? I have an Amazon affiliate account. You just basically click to get one. I just had it forever, and so when I link to those things, I use the affiliate link because it's like, well, if someone clicks this, I get free money instead of Jeff Bezos getting free money.
Yeah. I still urge you to strip those out, but...
Yeah, but also, I think we're going to just get rid of those because why? I basically don't make any money on them, so why?
I think we make more money from like the YouTube ads that you should be blocking.
Yeah, I think what we're going to do...
Though, actually, looking at these stats, almost all our YouTube ad money is actually YouTube... I almost said YouTube Red. It's YouTube Premium money if people are paying for the real YouTube.
Okay, but yeah, I think what I'm going to do is, coming up soon with the new website, we're going to be I'll just close the affiliate account and we'll get rid of all those links and,
Look at that with our journalistic integrity there.
Not link to him. I'll go through the book clubs and I'll link to like some other site for the books, right? The original publisher or a different bookstore or something.
The problem is any book I buy, I'm still buying an Amazon ebook to read on my Amazon Kindle.
You can buy the book from wherever you're going to buy. That's up to you. But, on the website, we don't got to be doing that.
Yeah, we could link to like Goodreads or something.
That's owned by Amazon.
Crap, right. We'll figure something out to link to. There used to be more websites. I say that a lot.
This is highly integrated with the Kindle.
I say that a lot, but there used to be more websites, and the fact that there aren't enough websites is a big problem right now.
Yeah. All right. Let's move along.
Yeah. But anyway, things of the day. So I played Doom and Doom 2 like when they came out. I got those shareware discs. I was all in on Doom.
Yep.
And Doom 2 was notable in that, one, it had multiple...
double-barreled shotgun.
It had a double-barreled shotgun. It was a fantastic goddamn game. It was better than and different from Doom 1 without just replacing Doom 1. They're both worth playing.
More cyber demons.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. But Doom 2 had 4 different versions. Like, they updated it. And remember, this was before most people had access to the internet. You couldn't just...
When you bought Doom 2, that was the version you got, and you weren't... If there were patches, you weren't getting them easily.
Only mega nerds would go and get these patches. You had to, know what to do.
But I mean, the same thing existed. Look at people talk about if you play Link to the Past randomizer, you need, Link to the Past 1.0 Japanese version because all the American versions had patches and there were even patches beyond that. Now, they tested those games so thoroughly before release that no casual player would really ever encounter almost any of those glitches. But there were still lots of them.
Now, there's a Pokemon game that's out now, one of the recent ones, and people have discovered multiple permanent game-ending soft locks in it.
Right, but it's like nobody's gonna, missing no. It's like you need a guide to find missing no in the original Pokemon, right? You're not getting any glitches as a casual with the amount of testing they do, but so as a kid playing, and the point is you could never upgrade because you got a cartridge. You couldn't upgrade your cartridge. Nintendo didn't take the old one back and send you a new one.
Total aside, as a kid playing Final Fantasy IV as Final Fantasy II, the US edition, on a cartridge that we bought near when it came out, I accidentally did some sort of glitch and got 2 items, a summon and one of those special items in my inventory from a random encounter, and none of my friends believed me, and I like took photos of the TV to prove that I had them.
Okay.
I had like the imp summon and the bomb summon, all this weird shit that I found. Anyway.
One time I was playing in Mega Man 2, I was fighting Bubble Man, and accidentally there was some kind of glitch. And, you know, because you go into a boss room in Mega Man, and, you know, the little boss door opens, like tick, 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 and then it closes. And you can't go back. You can only, it's a one-way door. One time I was fighting Bubble Man, and somehow by accident, I don't know what I did, the door opened up in reverse and I left the room. And then I came back in, and it was a fucked up glitch room.
Oh yeah.
And I could never replicate it, and I've never seen anyone on the internet replicate it. It was just a random glitch, might have been who knows what, but the boss door opened backwards.
Yeah.
You can believe me or not, I was a kid.
So Doom 2 had 4 versions: version 1.666, 1.7, 1.8, and 1.9. I was, and this was over the course of like between 1994 and 1995.
There's no way for me to know which version I played.
I intimately knew these versions because I was deep into the modding community of Doom 2 back in the day. Like, I was playing with Dehacked and Wadded and Windu and all that crap. I made all sorts of weird mods and teleporter guns, and me and Ken and a bunch of our friends were, like, deep into that. And there were a lot of important, like, you had to know which version you were targeting, and you needed older versions for certain kinds of weird hacks you wanted to do. What I did not know, somehow, until I saw this video a couple weeks ago, is that there were a lot of differences in specific parts of the maps in these versions. All the differences I knew about were in the engine, in enemy behavior, in like the way some triggers worked, but there were differences in the maps. And this video explained a weird mystery as a kid where I had this memory of a secret door being in a spot. And I remember very specifically like going to find it because I wanted to do something with it for a mod, and I couldn't find it. And it was fucking me up to the point that as a high schooler, I literally thought I had dreamed about this secret door and just like assumed it was real. Nope, it was only in like version 1.8, which I didn't bother playing because that was like the worthless version. So yeah, there you go. This video is fascinating. It's like 13 minutes long.
I did watch this video a while before you even brought it up today. I watched it like maybe a while ago, and they pointed out a lot of the map changes were like just straight up design improvements. It's just better. So
like moving enemies slightly to the left, or fix the pegging of a texture so it actually lines up with the rest of the level, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So speaking of old PC games, right? People often think of Quake as the first like actually 3D FPS because Doom was mostly 3D, but not really.
Doom was a 2D game that had a third dimension implemented via interesting mechanisms. Most people call it 2.5D.
Actual for real 3D game was Descent.
Yep.
And Descent was a game that it was the first game that I played on DOS where I got nauseous the first time I played it. Then I got used to it.
Descent was so fucking good.
So there have been some more recent games made by like the people who originally made Descent to try to bring back, you know, the old times, but not so successful because a game where you can move around like that is like not an accessible game, really. So it's understandable why it's not popular now, but you can get Descent 1 and Descent 2 on GOG, and I was in a mood to play some Descent. So I went.
That mood comes and goes.
GOG. Because I own them on there already. I tried to run them, and they run, but they ran really kind of meh. And I tried to mess with the DOSBox configs to make them less meh. And then I discovered, oh, wait, there's a thing called, what the hell is it called?
DXX Rebirth.
Yeah, DXX Rebirth. It's basically just like Z-Doom, which is an engine that you load Doom wads into it, and it's way better than the Doom, right?
Yeah.
At least for the current day. DXX Rebirth, if you have legit copies already of Descent 1 and 2, you copy some files over from you download the games from GOG, you copy some files over, and then you run DXX Rebirth, and now you can play Descent 1 and Descent 2, only everything's modern. I'm running it at 4K resolution. My GPU's helping out. It's not everything's all pixely all the time.
Yeah. There's a lot of Doom mods that did a similar thing to the point that
mouse wheel for the control.
Yeah.
You know, all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah, back then, if you were lucky, your mouse had 3 buttons. Scroll wheels were not really a thing yet.
No. So, yeah, if you want to play Descent, DXX Rebirth is definitely the best way to play. And also, I highly recommend playing Descent. Pretty much any game that says Descent on it is a good game.
I feel like, because I got some time off too, I could play this, because I was thinking about, after you mentioned it, I was thinking about playing Descent again, because I literally have not played that since the era I was running DOS.
Right. Descent is really like, you think about like FPSs, but like basically imagine Quake, but, where your mouse looks, right? Your WASD moves. But in Quake, the problem is there's gravity. So up is like jump, but it's only a little bit up. And down is like crouch. It's only a little bit down. Descent is the same exact thing, only it's zero gravity. So jump, it's like you don't move up and down. You just stay put, and you press jump, you go up, and when you let go of jump, you just stop wherever you are.
Yep.
And you crouch, you go down, and you let go, and you
this is not like flying, I don't know, a Star Wars squadron ship through a building. Like you gotta play it. There are not many games that control this way, and it is neat.
Yeah, it's not too different from any other FPS, right? You should set up your controls exactly the same as the way you play Quake. Just remember that jump is not jump, it's up, and crouch is not crouch, it's down.
Yep.
And then you'll be if you set your controls up like that. Oh, and I guess you also have to use Q and E for roll, right? Because you can't roll in Quake, but you can roll in Descent. So because you're a ship, you're not a.
I actually played it with a joystick.
That's also a good way to do it. Perfectly valid.
I had a Flight Stick Pro plugged into my sound card.
Yep. But yeah, it's like, and you think, instead of being free, the other difference between Descent and say X-Wing is that, it's you're flying freely in space, but you're trapped in a maze like you are in Doom or Wolfenstein. You're not just out in this nowhere. If you want that experience, play Descent Free Space, which is a different game.
All right, in the meta moment, the Geek Dust Book Club book, Tale of Genji. We'll do that show shortly after the new year. We're steamrolling through.
I read some.
Yeah, I read some too. I had to go to work today and had a poop that was about long enough to finish a chapter I was on. So we'll keep going. This is Genji's story. Knowing what I know, I'm probably going to stop at the points where it is debated whether or not it's the same author onward. It's a spoiler.
You're going to cut short. I'm going to keep reading anything that is a chapter.
All right. My question to you is Genji still alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
plan to stop reading.
I know he bites it because I saw it at the museum.
Yep. I plan to stop reading when Genji is no longer alive unless I feel compelled or I finish in like the next week and a half or two. I'll just keep going until we do the show. But anyway, otherwise, I will be live, very likely without Scott, at PAX Unplugged on Friday at 1 p.m. in the Crab God Theater with a rebuild of a panel we did a pilot version of once called Rare Game Mechanics. If you are not already going to PAX Unplugged, you do not need to go to see this panel because I plan to come home, edit it together, and put it on YouTube before PAX Unplugged ends that weekend.
That's Friday, December 10th, not this Friday.
Oh, yeah, December 10th, not this Friday. There's some con this Friday, but not when we're going to.
No.
Otherwise, let's get right into the gift guide. I don't have anything else to cover.
A lot of websites out there, as we discussed, affiliate links, right? There's a lot of websites out there that, either A, are just SEO spam, where they put together a website, they go on Amazon, they find like the 10 best X, right? Or they put together some gift guide for X, and they just take a bunch of affiliate links that they know that have good Amazon reviews and look like they didn't put any research in to figure out what's actually best. They just got a site to show up on your Google search result and hoping that you click those links so they make free money. There's also a lot of journalistic outfits, like real journalistic outfits, even nerdy ones, where in the holiday season, they'll post articles to their website that are like holiday buying guide for X, right? And it's like you're already reading their website, and so you're the target audience, and now they can post a list of things for you to buy that are all affiliate links, and they make some money. But that's not really like actually helping you choose to help, find things to buy. It might, maybe, but
Yep.
There wasn't a lot of effort put towards those.
It is very easy
to get money.
looking at a list like that, because you know what those, you know who uses those lists? People who are trying to buy a gift for someone they don't know that well, or for whom they are not willing to put in that much effort, and they're trying to fulfill the unit of I have given a gift, and this is a really easy way to abdicate that responsibility. Oh, I know he's into gaming. I'll buy him what's the top game? Metroid. That's the game that came out on the Nintendo. He has a Nintendo, right? You buy that gift.
Yeah. So I'm like, hey, what if we do, right? It's a holiday season now, right? We can do sort of a no personal capitalist interest, but also no capitalist interest whatsoever gift buying guide, right? It's, it's like, so I guess today's Tuesday, so we'll do the gaming one.
Yep.
So there is a person that you want or need to get a gift of some kind, or give a gift to, for holiday times, and you know that this person is a video game and or tabletop game enjoyer of sorts, right? What gift should you get this person?
Now, of course, we can give a lot of suggestions and such, but remember, you actually have to know about the person.
Saving my best suggestion for last.
Oh yeah, I got some radical ones, because games are a minefield for buying gifts, because if you look at video games, a lot of people, if they want a video game, they just buy that video game. A lot of people have access to a lot of video games they haven't even played yet. And in fact, often being bought a video game can be social pressure by someone who likes that video game to try to get the person who's receiving the gift to play that video game with them.
It's also, in terms of giving gifts, I still feel like giving digital gifts is, kind of meh.
Yeah,
It's
that's I've thought about that a lot. Like, there's on one hand, people have given me Steam gifts before, like, here's a free game. But that's usually incidental, as opposed to like, it's your birthday, I bought you Half-Life 4 or whatever. It's more like, I had a bunch of gift codes, here's one.
Yeah. So, I don't really, most games are digital, so I don't really like buying a game. Also, if there's a game someone wants, they probably got it. So if someone's a Smash Brothers fan, you can't really get them Smash Brothers. You can't get them a Switch. They've got it, right?
Yep.
You need to get something else outside of that zone.
So you got to separate between, is this a gift for a person, or is this a gift for a child who does not have control over their own finances and cannot get the things they want?
Easier to buy gifts for, because even if they're a child with rich parents or something, they're well off. Children don't have the ability to purchase things for themselves, so there's probably things that they want that their parents haven't bought them yet. And
they've probably made some sort of gift list of, these are the things I want. I want Smash Brothers.
Maybe. Yeah, or you just know what that kid likes.
Yep.
The kid probably doesn't also read the news, so they probably don't even know that like a new thing exists.
Yep.
Right?
But in terms of digital,
like the Pokemon Diamond Pearl remakes just came out. Rim was talking about the soft locks. It's like there's probably Pokemon fan kids who don't even know that those are out.
But for kids who don't control their own finances, or for gamers who have money, or buy the things they want, if you're gonna get a gift that is a game in a digital world, the best possible way to do that is to figure out what ecosystem that person primarily plays games and get them some sort of gift card in that ecosystem that is effectively cash. Nothing makes a kid's day more than having $40 in like Roblox or whatever ecosystem they give a shit about.
If there's a Roblox kid, giving them Robux is going to make them thrilled, but you have to consider for yourself how you feel about giving money to an immoral system.
Yeah. But similarly,
a Roblox kid is going to be super happy to get a pile of Roblox, let me tell you.
Yeah. But a Roblox kid who owns a Nintendo Switch, Nintendo dollars, Nintendo coins are extremely valuable to those kids.
Yeah. Also, someone's got an iPhone. You can't go wrong with some Apple dollars.
Nope.
It's like,
so I
get they're a kid.
So, all right. So you want to go through video game enjoyers first, or like tabletop enjoyers first?
It doesn't matter. So my first idea, and this is something I got for myself recently, but I think could be good for anybody really, is that almost any video game player has controllers. Now, they already got controllers. If there was a fancy controller they needed, like a fighting game person or something,
Yep.
right? It's like they already got that.
Sometimes the hot asses are hard to get and expensive, so that is the kind of something that is
Sure.
It's a niche gift, but a controller that is actually hard to get that you somehow are able to get with your connections and resources. Absolutely fantastic gift, but that's a situational thing. That's rare.
I think that's true just in general. It's like, yeah, if you have a bunch of money and you want to get someone a 3080, it's like, or any sort of expensive rare thing, yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
you know
like you got me a 3080.
I
I can't even get a fucking 3080, kid. How'd you get this?
The point is, if there's something that's obviously rare, out of stock, hard to find, that's something that you can get for someone who even has money because they probably didn't get it for themselves already, right? That's easy one.
Yep.
But my idea was you could go, and I recently changed the shells on my Joy-Cons to be green.
Ooh.
So you could get somebody's controllers and customize them, put different shells on them, or you could go get a controller. Don't give someone the shells unless you know they're a big DIY person, right? You're going to have to do it for them. And give them a controller that's already customized and has their aesthetic, right? They would be into that, I think, right?
Oh yeah, that's a good gift. Another with gaming, it's tough. A lot of people want to be live streamers but don't quite know how to do it. And if you know the person's kind of doing it but like has not invested at all, buying any amount of the technology or things that a professional would know to own, but some kid wouldn't know to own, like a ring light or a desk-mounted stand for a light or one really nice microphone. Like
even if they're not going to be good at streaming or use it a lot, right? They'll be happy to have it if they're trying and having these, dreams of grandeur that they give up on in 2 months. That's all right. They'll have a gift. They'll be happy for 2 months, right? They'll thank you.
Yep. Or even if they don't, those kinds of things tend to just make it more pleasant to be online in social spaces in general, like being in a Discord video call or zooming with the friends or whatever. Those are just super generically useful, and a lot of people don't know like the good things that exist in that space. Like a lot of people have no idea that a ring light is like fantastic for a webcam, and they wonder why they look like shit online. It's the kind of gift that someone, in general, the best kind of gift you can get someone is something that they didn't know they wanted, but you figured out they would use or would want if they knew it existed.
Yep. So also along the custom lines, right? I recently upgraded my GVA big time.
Oh, yeah.
If you go and get, an old, GBA, people probably aren't thinking of that, right? But go get an old GBA, upgrade it with the new screen, right? And the USB-C charging battery.
No.
Just like I did. Get a flash cart, load the flash cart with all the ROMs, do everything for them. And if you give that to some gamer as a gift, even if they weren't thinking about it, even if, right? It's like anyone who plays video games is going to be happy to have one.
Yep. There's almost no danger this person already has that, because people who have those things and use them will never fucking shut up about them.
Yeah, it's like, oh yes, you would know if someone was the kind of person who took a Game Boy Advance and swapped this display on it.
Yep, because they've got it with them. They show it to you when there is no context for that.
Right, exactly.
All right, so we're talking cool ideas. One, especially for online spaces, if you know someone like hangs out in VR chat or does a lot of social media, buying someone a commission slot with an artist who makes avatars or things like that, that's the kind of gift that no one thinks about. Finding a good commission artist to make you like an avatar, or
or just commission an artist to make an art for them, or obviously be an artist and make an art for someone. That's a gift for not just Tuesday, but any day.
Right? But if you're not an artist and you can't make it yourself, then either commissioning someone to make it for them, or especially if it's something like a social media avatar, finding an artist that's in the style they like or that you know they like and buying them the commission slot, but letting them work with the artist on the details, way safer. And that is the kind of gift that no one thinks to give.
Mm-hmm. And that branches out into like, other categories, right? So like in the tabletop zone, you might think, oh, okay, dice tray. Wait, fancy dice tray.
Yep.
Wait, no, commission artist who makes custom dice trays Right?
Yep.
Like just take it to another level there, right?
Same
Don't
thing
just
with
go and get-
mouse pads. Fancy new mouse pad. Yeah, you got the art that the kid is really into. Like their Roblox is right there fighting the other Roblox.
It's like, oh, buy someone some dice. No, buy someone a slot with the person who makes handmade dice, and they
Yeah.
can get their own custom dice to their desires from the dice artisan. Right? You got to go next level, right? If you just give someone some dice, it's like, okay, I got dice.
Yep.
I always like getting more dice because I'm a nerd, but
Yeah, but
like I got
nerds who want dice, you know what they want to do more than anything on earth?
got me, even someone like me who's not using dice too much these days. If you got me the commission slot with the dice artisan, I'd be like, oh, that's great. I want
yeah.
that. Yeah.
But if you're getting someone just dice that can be bought commercially, that's kind of a fail because anyone who cares about dice, they want more than anything when they're at a gaming store or a convention to buy more dice. They are barely holding themselves back. So you will get them dice that they don't need and deny them the pleasure of buying those dice from the place. But the commission dice, that's a big one.
And if they're a tabletop person in general, right? You could either go, if you're going for some standard item that they already have, like dice, you need to level it up to like fancy or commission level, right? But you could give them some weird items. Like here, I went to Game Crafter and I got you a ton of fucking meeples and sticks and right. It's like, even if someone's not looking to design games, tabletop nerds love to have game bits. They just like them. You can't go wrong.
I mean, I am
meeples for like every game. Just 100,000 meeples.
I am an enjoyer of just sack of meeples to do something with.
Yeah. You got the cow meeple, the meat meeple, the wheat meeple.
Yep.
Have fun. Good times.
Yeah, along those lines, we're talking about tabletop in particular. RPGs are interesting and tough because RPG people tend to buy every goddamn RPG they even remotely thought was interesting, or they just play D&D or Pathfinder, which is basically just D&D. That's a tough space to get gifts in directly unless
if they're in the miniature zone, right? It's like the miniatures people are actually probably the easiest because yes, they will just be happy to get more miniatures. Like some dude has a 40k army or he does D&D with minis. It's like, here, I got you 20 skeletons or I got you 20 space marines. They're just like, yes.
Yep.
they're just like, here's some paint. It's blue. It's like, yes. It's like they're thrilled, right? That's just not cheap. They could, you doubles doesn't matter, right? I already got that one. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just get them anything that's as long as it's in the right game or the stuff that they do. Right? It's all good. Just minis are the easiest in the universe. Here's some fake bushes. Woo!
Yep. But a way to go on generic gifts, especially with a lot of people still have to play RPGs online. And I've seen directly from some conversations with coworkers recently that there are many people who struggled to find people to roleplay with during the pandemic when a lot of people got driven online, suddenly had a bunch of people to play with because they were online. A lot of people still struggle with actually making online games work well. So depending on the person, paying for a year for them to have an account, like a real one, on a thing like Roll20 could be a really good gift if you know the person's playing games online.
Maybe you're getting close to my ultimate gift idea, but you're not quite there yet.
Or just like I talked about with the streaming equipment, a lot of people who are playing games online might not, like in a Discord or something, might not have the things to facilitate that experience and make it easier. One of those webcam stands that points down at a die rolling pit could go a long way for someone who's playing games online ad hoc.
So yeah, back to the equipment ideas, right? Most gamers are probably not using regular playing cards too often, but you got to have one in the house somewhere. When I was recently buying a lot of playing cards for some purposes, you would be shocked. I mean, probably not when you think about it, but the just a sheer amount of different playing card decks that are out there with different art on them, of high and low qualities.
Yep.
It's like, if you get someone, everyone needs a deck of playing cards. If you get, a gamer, you can probably get a Mario deck of playing cards, a Star Wars deck, whatever it is, right? Fancy deck of playing cards is like, that's the stocking stuffer, right?
Similarly, right along those lines, if you know a big tabletop person who doesn't have a set of actually nice clay poker chips, Those are so
Also a good
nice,
one.
so useful. I love my poker chips. They're in that giant, like, heavy suitcase that I have been stopped 90% of the times I've flown with those things. I've been stopped by the TSA.
All right. So next item I got here. Someone might enjoy a game. Say maybe they're Animal Crossing person or a Zelda person, right?
No.
There do exist various, like the easiest example are like the big strategy guide books or like that Zelda history book they have or Mega Man art book, right? There's always going to be lots and lots of like small, not huge print run, coffee table book kind of stuff, but just meta media that is published or produced about the game that they're into, right? Whether it's strategy guides, art books, documentaries, anything like that, anything in the meta zone, right? That has been created and sold. Those are usually sold as gifts. That's what they're there for, right? So getting any one of those, if you know which game the person is into, is probably easy if you know they don't have that thing already.
Mm-hmm.
Likewise, we talked about getting someone the expensive, hard to get thing, but there's also the rare unknown thing. Usually this applies to, because it's video games, usually Japanese merch, right?
Yeah.
If you pay attention to merch that is being produced in another country, go to like HLJ.com or something, or Big Bad Toy Store, or any of those websites where they're importing Japanese merchandise. I'm sure it's more expensive these days. And harder to get, but there is a lot of merchandise produced in other countries that someone who isn't very internety and isn't very well connected is not going to even know it exists.
And the less internety someone is, the lower that bar is. That Zelda Game & Watch, for a huge percentage of gamers in America, even if they would like that thing, they don't know it exists because they just don't pay attention.
And it's on the shelves at their local Target and they don't know it exists. So
Exactly.
if you import like, the Gengar backpack for some kid from Japan, it's like, holy shit. Where'd you get that from? Oh, the other side of the world, right? It's like, no way are you going to miss as long as you get the right intellectual property.
Yup.
Bring the rare import.
So situationally, this is either a gift for an older nerd who's starting to try to collect retro gaming stuff, or a young gamer who doesn't have a lot of games, or the sheer novelty of this would get them. If you've got like an old NES or an Atari 2600 laying around, not the modding situation like Scott talked about, where you like get the custom GBA mod with the chip and give it or with the card and give it to them, but like, kid, here's an NES, the cables to plug into a modern TV, and 50 cartridges.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can also get, I think a good idea is, how I mentioned the upgraded GBA.
Mm-hmm.
There are various, sort of unofficial console devices that you can get. You can get like one of those handheld Raspberry Pi things, or a console Raspberry Pi style device.
Those things are pretty good. They're definitely of dubious legality, but who cares?
Well, there's two different styles, right? There's the style that's full of emulators. Because, if they're not an HTPC person, if they got an Apple TV, just get them a device and, load it up with all the ROMs that they can plug into their TV that has some controllers attached to it. Or they have ones that, it's not an actual NES, but you can put an NES cartridge in it, or a Genesis cartridge, or a Super Nintendo cartridge, and it plays. Maybe it also plays ROMs, right? It's just, there's a lot of these, sort of unofficial console devices out there that you can get. And a non-HTPC person can get a lot of benefit out of one of those. Coming from my perspective, I'm like always telling people, get an HTPC, you can play every video game ever. Get an HTPC, you can play every video game ever, and people don't do it.
You gave me a really good segue, because one of the things near the bottom of my list was for someone who is not an HTPC person, fucking get them a tiny HTPC already set up and install it in their house, and they will never look back.
Or just get the gaming, just the gaming part of it as a little device, right? Just so it's like, look, I set it up for you. I got you this gift. You now have every emulatable video game ever on a little SD card, and they all play on your TV. And now you can see what I was raving about all this time.
Yep. Yeah, the HTPC was more for my Monday list. It was literally just get one of those people, the tiniest possible HTPC, and it's got like Chrome and Steam and Windows installed on it.
Tiniest computer with like 8 or 16 gigs of RAM, a CPU. You don't need any GPU in there.
Nope.
Right? Just and then get it plugged into their TV with some kind of remote control keyboard thing.
Get them that one like Logitech integrated keyboard and touchpad that everyone uses because it's cheap and it just works.
And they still make it, and it was on sale recently. I don't know if it still is.
I change the batteries every like year and a half, give or take.
So I'm down to my 2 ultimate gift ideas.
All right, because Art Commission's pretty ultimate. So what's your
Art Commission was pretty ultimate. I can't. That was
what's your penultimate?
The penultimate is. Not everybody is like us, who in a safe time can just go to fucking conventions all the time.
Ooh.
If you just, it costs money.
It does.
You take someone, you just take them, and right? It's like, guess what, bitches? We're going to PAX, right? They never been. Or guess what, bitches? We're going to Essen. We're going to Tokyo Game Show. Where are we going, right? Take them. Get the tickets. Get the flight. Get the hotel. Get it all. Right? It's like we're going to Disney World, kids, only not somewhere.
That is one hell of a good gift idea.
Just take them to the con. We're going to go see those 2 Geeknights nerds.
Yep.
Like,
that is a gift that requires effort because especially someone who's never been to a con before, just buying them, like getting them in and then like they're on their own might not cut it, but being willing to actually go with them and make it a thing and like show them around. Not only is that fun for them, but I mean, I like doing that. Whenever we have a PAX newbie who comes with us to a PAX, that is a good time. As Scott and I are dragging them around like, oh, we're going to the Omegathon finale. You don't even know what that is, do you?
Yep. All right. So
hopefully it's not a bad game.
Yep. So the ultimate gift idea, the thing that all gamer actually wants, right, is won't even cost you any fucking money.
Oh, I know. I'm going to type in my little notepad. Exactly what I think you're about to say.
All right, let me see what let me type. Oh, in your notepad, you're not.
Okay, so what I typed was, I will play the game that you want to play with you a certain number of times.
Right. The thing that all gamer wants.
I'll play your fucking train game that you've been bothering me about for 10 years. Look, I will play it with you.
The ultimate gift is peak gaming experience. We are going to. I rented out the place that has the BattleTech VR fucking day. We're bringing 10 people there.
Or
right?
You want to do laser tag or airsoft? We're doing it once. Here it is.
I rented out the back of the game store, and we're going to play the 10-hour Samurai Swords, Twilight Imperium. It's happening.
You always wanted to play that crazy LARP that your one friend kickstarted? Well, guess what? I arranged. There are 12 of us. I will run it on this day. You're playing Inheritance.
Yep, I already figured out your calendar, right? Everything is set. This is happening. The amazing game experience is going down, guaranteed, right? Some long ass high effort thing is actually going to happen for real.
And presenting that as a coupon /IOU /we will do this is a great gift now.
If you just give the coupon that says like 1 peak gaming experience or like I will Twilight Imperium with you, that's not enough.
It's got to be 1 peak gaming experience.
All the committed, you have to get the other people to are playing committed and there. You have to do all the effort, right? You're not spending a lot of money on this, right? But the quality of the gift is so high. You just have to do all the arranging so that it happens, right? You can't just be like, "Oh, I promise we'll do this." No,
we all promise we'll play a game like that all the time. It doesn't happen that often.
Exactly. You have to make it. You have to personally, right, wrangle all the cats to make it happen.
Yep, and that is a great gift if you have a lot of time and care about your friend, but don't got a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. It's also a great gift because presumably you are playing in that experience.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a gift also.
It might be.
Make sure you don't pick the game that you like and the friend doesn't like. You have to choose the game and the experience that the person you're gifting this to wants the most.
Yep, it cannot be the bowling ball that Homer gave to Marge.
Exactly.
But it could be the bowling ball that Marge gives to Homer. You could agree to arrange the game that you don't fucking like. That is a gift.
Yep.
Like I'll play. All right.
Wants to play that no one else wants to play. Be like, okay, We're gonna play the thing you want to play that no one else ever wanted to play. We're gonna all, it has to be sincere, right? You have to all put in your effort to make it, a good play experience. You can't just sort of go through the motions and be like, okay, we played it.
Scott, all I can think is you and me.
It's not
you, me, and a bunch of our old school crew show up at a certain unnamed individual's door after like post-COVID, and we show up and we just say, "Hey, you want to play Shay Geek?"
It's like we're gonna play all Shay Geek all fucking day. Shay Geeks, let's go.
But yeah, see how different a gift buying guide on how to get a good gift is from here is a list of things that I'm going to get $10 if you buy for your friend.
Even if we used affiliate links, the vast majority of those aren't getting us any fucking money, even if
Nope.
you clicked them, right? What affiliate link can I put up for get someone the ultimate game experience that they've been craving, right? It's like,
Right? Yeah. And of course, don't get your friend like the anti-gifts, no NFTs.
Nope.
Nope. No, don't get someone a gacha game. Do not buy someone loot inside of a gacha game. That is just that is like buying a drug addict their drugs.
Nope.
All right, we went over an hour. That was a perfectly fine show.
Okay.
Emily liked it too. We have the seal of approval. All right, let me stop the stream.
That's what Gamer wants. Gamer wants to play games.